Just watching how one person could make a big difference, I started on my nonprofit, Rising Above the Storms. We work with the homeless kids. We help them go back to school. I could have ended on the street. I could have been one of them, and just seeing them actually dreaming, it gives me hope. Doesn't matter how you do it, make it a goal to change one life. Seeing how Cisco has enabled me to do something I love so much, I can't imagine a better feeling in this life.
Between survival and inspiration, there's Alphonsine Imanaruguha. As in so many cities, for Kyoto, tourism is a very big deal. But tourism means people, and with so many of them, the city had its hands full. Kyoto didn't just have to get better at managing them all, it had to get smarter. And with Cisco's help, that's exactly what happened. Strategically located smart kiosks now connect tourists with a concierge who can steer them to less congested attractions. So crowds are more evenly distributed. Smart street lighting monitors foot traffic, automatically controls brightness when and where it's needed most, and pinpoints outages in real time. So repairs can be made faster. And with special terminals monitoring multiple cameras, data can be compared simultaneously, making the city safer than ever before. As for the people of Kyoto and the millions of tourists who visit every year, they have just one thing to say about their new smart city. We can't wait to see what's next. Between ancient and smart, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
The electricity is always there. We don't worry about it. We don't think about it. Never do we think about an attack on the power grid. It is like this all over the world. It is like this in Finland. Turku Energia supplies electricity for hundreds of thousands of people. Because its operations network was independent from IT, an attack could have found its way into the grid and no one would have known, until it was too late. By extending the IT network out to operations, Cisco was able to help secure the entire system, both now and in the future. And with Cisco IoT technology, the new virtually fail-proof system is as reliable as it is secure, one unified network. It's why tonight, in Turku, life will go on like it always has and always will.
Between on and always on, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
I myself was a foster child. I've gone through a tremendous amount of abuse, and I come from a long line of addiction and things like that. I've been a volunteer dance teacher for many, many years, and in 2010, one of my 15-year-old dance students was sexually assaulted in the Bay Area and sold throughout California for a year. What I decided to do in December of 2011 was actually to form Love Never Fails, which is now the nonprofit that is addressing the issue of human trafficking. So the way that I sought out healing was to become active in this space and do something about it. I can tell you that I have so much joy knowing that I get to be a part of the restoration of these women, men, and children. Just commit 1 hour a week towards that thing that will feed your soul. And I promise you, it will energize you and it will give you the strength to do 10x what you're currently doing, because you'll just know that every moment that you're taking has so much meaning to those around you.
Between human trafficking and a future without fear, there's Vanessa Russell. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
Every day, every night, everywhere. People are living on the streets. We see it. We all know it's a problem. But what can we do? In Brisbane, Australia, 2 young mates decided to do something. They would start small. They decided not to call them homeless. They would call them friends. Then, they outfitted a van with a washer, dryer and a shower and hit the streets of Brisbane to wash their friends' clothes. Orange Sky was born. 1 van quickly became 2, then 4, then 20. The operation, staff, logistics needed to scale and quickly. So Orange Sky found a partner. Cisco tailored a Meraki network that can grow as they grow. Intuitive dashboards at the head office and robust Wi-Fi in every vehicle let Orange Sky monitor vans and onboard devices remotely via the cloud. Cisco Webex connects leaders in real time with staff and volunteers, whose energy and enthusiasm is essential to the model's success. What happened? Something wonderful. While friends waited for their clothes to wash and dry, they talked. A simple connection, joining a community, perhaps for the first time in years. If 1 load of laundry can do that, who knows what's possible? Between cleaning clothes and creating a community, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
Technology. There's never been more potential at your fingertips. But technology is only half the picture. Introducing Cisco Customer Experience. We're here to help you get the most out of your technology, because behind the billions of connections, we believe there needs to be a relationship. Someone who can position you for continuous innovation. Someone who can help you design a roadmap for your next 5 weeks or your next 5 years. Someone who can be with you from whiteboard to reality. We'll help you transform not just your technology, but your business. We understand that your customers expect a lot of you, and we're here to help you deliver. Innovating, creating, delivering, transforming, with the right people and the right technology together. This is Cisco Customer Experience. Between technology and where it can take you, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible. Electricity is like the air we breathe. It's always there when we need it, which is always. Evergy serves nearly 2 million commercial, residential, and industrial customers across Kansas and Missouri. Farms, hospitals, businesses, and homes all rely on Evergy to keep the lights on, the food cold, their families warm, and their data safe. So Cisco CX partnered with Converge One, and together they worked with Evergy on a truly radical solution, completely redesigning and revitalizing their network infrastructure by combining Cisco DNA and Cisco ICE. And what typically takes 3 years was completed in just 18 months.
One thing that really stood out is the way Cisco stayed with us through the project. It wasn't just a design, implement, sell, and then move on, but it really was about working together with the teams.
Converge One and CX's expertise gave Evergy the stability and flexibility their business demands today, while setting them up for the future with an easier-to-manage infrastructure featuring improved reporting and monitoring, ensuring electricity and security is there when we need it, which is always. Between lighting the way and leading the way, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
I have a lot of ambitious dreams, like making the best tea in Japan and sharing it with the rest of the world.
This is Namiki Ishiyama. She grows tea with her family in Ibaraki Prefecture, Japan, on their farm established in 1871. Namiki sells her family's tea online at the marketplace created by Rakuten, a global leader in internet services. Namiki's ambitious dreams may come true sooner than she thinks, because the world is about to change. Rakuten has partnered with Cisco to do something that has never been done before, to build a new mobile network, cloud-based, fully virtualized, and optimized for the coming 5G revolution. This is Tarek Amin, CTO at Rakuten Mobile.
My belief is this platform is going to change everything.
This is 5G. More data, more power, new tools we can't yet imagine, artificial intelligence in the palm of our hand.
Making connectivity affordable. I think Rakuten and Cisco is going to do that, and that's going to change the ecosystem of telecommunication in this country and across the world.
What will 5G mean to Namiki's tea business? Rakuten and its partner Cisco are excited to find out.
My husband and I are 6th generation tea farmers. My son will be the 7th generation. That is my dream.
Between tradition and transformation, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
Running makes me feel happy. My favorite part about cross country is like the mental part. I'm Max. When I was 11 years old, I was diagnosed with aplastic anemia. And if I didn't find a donor, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
I'm Dylan and I'm 22. 3 years ago, I joined the registry at Be The Match. It was simple, just swab your mouth and send it in.
Be The Match is a global database of donors. To save more lives, they needed to make more matches. So they consulted with technology integrator E+. The solution? Cloud-based management made possible by Cisco UCS. Now, Be The Match team members use Cisco Webex and Contact Center to collaborate with patients, donors, and their critical courier network. And their data is secure, protected by Cisco Umbrella Security.
Knowing what Max had to go through, what I had to do was easy.
One person in the world was a match to me. It was pretty special.
The Cisco network allows Be The Match to make matches faster than ever. And that's just the start of what's possible.
I am excited to meet Max. I don't think he knows it yet, but he's always gonna have a #1 fan.
Me and Dylan are DNA twins. Dylan's like my brother.
Between a life-threatening disease and a life-altering donation, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible. When someone asks, where were you when golf history was made? You don't want to say, at home on my couch. You want to be there. You want that connection. Not just watching history, but part of it. Welcome to the 2019 US Open at Pebble Beach. The first US Open championship in history to bring fully secure course-wide Wi-Fi to fans, players, broadcasters, and event organizers. We're not just talking about players' scores and ball positions. This is intent-based networking, the power of Wi-Fi 6 and data analytics in concert. Delivering super-fast connectivity, real-time video, sharing, wayfinding, and top tracer technology. For any event, any size, anywhere, this is Cisco's legendary network expertise to go. Now everyone, on the course and at home, can be part of the moment. Where were you when history was made? Between the game and the game as you've never known it, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
My feet go boom, 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 boom. My heart beats boom, 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 boom. High speed goes zoom, 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 zoom. My feet go boom, boom, boom. Roll on, I'm going, 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 going. There's a big storm. It's coming, 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 coming. Roll on, I'm going, 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 going. There's a big storm. Coming, 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 coming. Coming, 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 coming. Coming, 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 coming. Boom, boom, boom. My feet go boom, 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 boom. My heart beats boom, 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 boom. High speed goes zoom, 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 zoom. My feet go.
April 16th, 2018. This is Tokyo. This is Rakuten. These are Cisco executives invited to a meeting with Rakuten. This is Tarek Amin, CTO of Rakuten Mobile. This is Prakash Suthar, team leader from Cisco Customer Experience.
Namaskar. Good morning.
This is a story about doing something that's never been done before.
Prakash, I need someone to help me build the world's first end-to-end cloud-native network. We need a partner.
Let's do it.
In order for this to work, it has to be optimized for 5G.
We'll design it from scratch.
Fully automated.
Fully virtualized.
Cloud.
Core.
Transport.
Virtual RAN.
Everything. It will be the first of its kind.
Oh, yeah.
You can figure it out?
We can figure it out.
This is their idea. It's an ambitious idea, an unprecedented idea.
It's true.
But this is what industry executives called it.
Impossible.
But that didn't stop them, that just made them hungry.
So Prakash, how about developers?
We'll create a platform.
Different systems.
Different partners
Working together.
What else?
This is the plane that took the Rakuten team to San Jose.
Okay, so it takes 3 weeks to implement a traditional radio site.
With automation, we can do it in 10 minutes. And more secure.
Zero touch.
Zero defect.
Ready for 5G.
Just upgrade the software.
This is Tarek's impressed face. This went on for months.
We're gonna need new hardware.
Then we'll partner with your vendor.
But our design?
You got it.
Then Tarek said,
And we want you to manage the whole chain, oversee the integration of vendors and partners.
We're on it.
February 3rd, 2019. This is Rakuten and Cisco and their impossible idea, making their first call.
Oh my god.
And the world just changed. Rakuten and Cisco Customer Experience. The right solutions, the right technology, most importantly, the right people. Between ideas and invention, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible. Every once in a while, an opportunity comes along. A really big opportunity. As in $6 trillion big. Because that's how much business is shifting to the cloud-native countries and the companies that are capitalizing on Wi-Fi everywhere with security. Like the Netherlands, where smart ports and connected highways are helping alleviate one of the most dense transportation networks in the world. In Italy, where Dallara helps automakers around the world make high-performance cars faster and safer. Cisco is digitally transforming their business, the way they work, think, and interact. At Rakuten in Japan, who partnered with Cisco to build the first cloud-based and fully virtualized mobile network. A model for the future of telecommunications around the world.
Oh my God.
The hyperfast connections and the wildly transfigured networks they will spawn is going to change everything. And only Cisco has the knowledge, the experience, and the solutions to make it happen. Between the internet that's here and the internet that's coming, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
I was running a plumbing business. It was great. We prospered and things were well. And then I got hurt and the spiral began.
Every night across America, 500,000 people go to sleep homeless.
When you're in the street, you are invisible. You're out there, nobody sees you.
You have to make hard choices, really hard choices.
As unimaginable as that is, even more are at risk of becoming homeless.
There are homeless from every profession. Plumbers, electricians, doctors, financiers, a quantum physicist.
Which is why we're committed to help put a roof over the heads of those who need one most. And for those at risk, helping them keep theirs.
With all the homeless people out there, we were chosen for an apartment. It's better than the lottery. This is a place to live.
Together, let's be the bridge to a place called home.
I don't know you, but I love you for what you've done and how you helped me.
Welcome to Live from Home, brought to you by AppDynamics, Cisco, and our partner Collide Theatrical. I'm your host, Greg Bridges. Live from Home is a weekly live performance series that showcases artists whose livelihoods have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Live from Home pays performers in need and raises funds for nonprofits in need while showcasing Cisco Webex's ability to connect us all. Now in its 7th week, Live from Home would like to give a big thanks to all the teams and individuals across Cisco and AppDynamics for putting in the extra hours to make this show so successful. So far, over $17,000 has been raised for arts nonprofits in need. Now, we're bringing you this from each of the artists' homes through Cisco's Webex technology. This is not a streaming service, it's live. And thanks to Webex technology, we're able for you to get the feel of a live performance in your home with all the interaction and collaboration. We want you to have the best experience possible, so limiting the number of windows and devices you have open is a really good idea right now. Now for tonight's show, we've got 4 outstanding, incredible, award-winning and nominated musicians lined up for this evening. Eric Harland, a multi-Grammy nominated American jazz drummer. Julian Lage, one of the most prodigious guitarists of his generation. Christian McBride, the bassist extraordinaire and 6-time Grammy Award winner. And Gerald Clayton, 4-time Grammy nominated pianist and composer. Tonight's featured nonprofit organization is San Jose Jazz. You can donate now and throughout the night using our Bright Fund link, which we'll be sharing numerous times throughout the show. The special guest with us tonight, Massimo Chisesi, the Director of Marketing at San Jose Jazz. So please give a warm welcome for Massimo Chisesi, San Jose Jazz. Massimo, are you with us?
I am, Greg. Thanks. So anyway, my name is Massimo, and I'm the marketing director at San Jose Jazz. And it's my pleasure to welcome everybody here. It's really great to see all of these artists, some of whom have been on our fest stages in the past. San Jose Jazz was formed in 1986 as an organization that would celebrate jazz as a dynamic, evolving art form and leverage the power of live music to bring people together. And we do that in a variety of ways. We're probably best known for our annual Summerfest. It is a gigantic 3-day festival that actually started in 1990 on a single stage. And over the years, it has grown into 12 stages, more than 160 sets, and 40,000 people over 3 days. And it's really a wonderful event that unfortunately this year has been canceled. Early on in San Jose Jazz's existence, we really recognized the importance of the arts and of music education in particular to the development of young people. So we started arts education programs that are flourishing to this day, including a summer jazz camp that's taught by some of the region's best teaching artists. We have a wonderful high school all-stars big band that's an audition-based ensemble that really inspires excellence among the high school players that it brings forward. And then we have a program called Progressions that is in Title I schools in East San Jose. And it's a place where not very many kids have the opportunity to study music. And we recognize that the study of music can help students in their academics, in terms of studying English, studying math. And so we're now reaching more than 1,000 students in those schools with music education, mentorship, and homework assistance on a daily, weekly basis. Now, as you know, with the COVID-19 pandemic, really basically all of our programs were kind of frozen in their tracks. So we quickly pivoted to the online space and began to deploy some of our education programs online. And in terms of performances, we developed something similar to this, and it's actually called Live from Home as well. But it's a series of live performances from the homes of performers. It's a way for us to continue to communicate with our audiences, to connect musicians to audiences. And it's been a really, really wonderful program. One of the artists wrote back to me recently and said that performing on the program was the first time that she had felt normal, as she put it, since this whole thing began. So we're going to be looking to morph and expand that program moving forward into the future. So again, I just want to tell you a little bit about what we do, and I really am glad that you're all here. And if you like the work that San Jose Jazz is doing and you recognize that the arts are really fundamental to our recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, please feel free to donate at any point in the evening. So thank you. Back to Greg.
Thank you, Massimo. And remember, you can donate to San Jose Jazz throughout the night. We're all looking for a bit of normalcy as we move through this COVID-19 period of life. And a part of that normalcy has been going out to check out live performances. Well, tonight, thanks to Cisco's Webex, we're able to bring those performances into your home. Our first performer tonight is a multi-Grammy nominated and winning drummer who's one of the most in-demand drummers of his generation. He's already been on over 400 recordings and multiple film scores. He's performed with the likes of Charles Lloyd's Quartet, Dave Holland's Prism, Robbie Coltrane, James Farm with Joshua Redman, and many, many others. He's recognized in the Boston Globe, New York Times, Jazz Times, Modern Drummer, The New Yorker, and many other prominent publications. And he's shared the stage with such masters as Betty Carter, McCoy Tyner, Joe Henderson, and also many of today's up-and-coming artists like Esperanza Spalding, Jaymon Hyde, and many, many others. Through his extensive travels, he's come to realize that the deepest secret is that life is not a process of discovery, but a process of creation. And he is a master creator on his instruments. Join me in welcoming Eric Harland. Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm great. How you doing, Greg?
Doing good, man. I've been looking forward to this and always looking forward to feeling the spirit of your creations with your music. So thank you.
Oh, hey, man. Well, you know, the creator is the best. It's the best. We just leave it at that. And so, at best, you know, it's a good chance to be in a moment and to surrender to something that's even greater than myself. So, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So, what do you have on tap for us tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm a attempt to voyage through about 4 ideas, and I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. The first thing is called Calm. Then I'm going to move into something called Tron, which is kind of a little bit fun rhythmic thing. After that, just a vibe in 5, and then I'm going to finish with like a nice kind of like electric ballad. So we'll see how it goes. You know, it's all improvisation. I'm gonna take a few opportunities and try to maybe hit some keys on the keyboard here a little bit, and maybe some extra help with some pads and colors and stuff. So I'm gonna see where it goes.
Right on, man.
Cool. Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Here, man.
Hey, man. You know, sometimes you're down here and just trying to figure stuff out, and you don't know what's possible until you just attempt something. And it's always a risk, but it's always fun.
So is most of what we're hearing right now improvised?
Most of it. But I kind of gave myself a little bit of assurance with a little something going on to kind of help guide the conceptual process. Yeah, I wish I was at the level to sound like a complete band myself, but you got a little bit of help from some keyboards and some loop pedals and stuff like that, and just try to find a way to orchestrate it and kind of guide it with certain triggers and stuff like that to see if it all works. So yeah.
Generally, when you compose, are you also incorporating the other tools, the other instruments you just mentioned, like loop pedal and keyboards? Do you use those for composing?
I mean, well, yeah, everything is, well, not necessarily in the initial process of composing, because I'm a pianist at heart, and so I actually sit at the keyboard and kind of work. Well, I'm saying kind of. I work out ideas that I feel like makes me feel great about what's happening in that moment, right? And then what I do is I combine those ideas and see conceptually if there's something there that can work. And then I have those ideas there, and then I get on the drum set and I see, well, how easy is it to play with those ideas? And sometimes it's very compatible, but a lot of times I feel like I'm just, a whole different person, because when I play the drums, a lot of times I'm known for playing in a lot of different bands. And so it took me a while to realize who I was as a drummer, even though I always play the drums, because my heart is with melody, it's with harmony. And when I create certain harmonies for myself, a lot of times I don't even want drums in it. I just want to hear the magic of the sound, because that's what spoke to me initially. Like it gave me a certain presence, and I was like, oh my God, I love this so much. And I felt like a lot of times who I am as a drummer can tend to get in the way, because, a little bit more of my egoic self starts to come in and wants, like, well, check me out, I can do all this kind of stuff. But, I'm much more vulnerable on the keyboards and on the piano, I should say. I'm much more vulnerable and not necessarily willing to allow other people to see that side of myself. But I'm trying every day. It's a step in a new direction to try to do more of that. So.
Well, man, I'm a cat of 1,000,001 questions. So hey, I just have more to ask before I let you get on to your next song. You mentioned being a pianist at heart. And, even now, you know, a lot of people don't always look at the piano as a percussion instrument, though it is.
Right.
For you, being a pianist at heart, where do you find the relationship as a player and a composer? Where does the relationship cross for you with piano and drums?
Well, they're both very percussive instruments, so that in itself is a relationship, and the fact that both we have to use our hands. And so every time I'm at the piano, unlike a wind instrument, is where you have to use like breath control and you know, depending on whether it's brass or woodwind, it's a lot of other different conceptual things that you know, techniques that you have to develop to get the same sound. With piano, it's just, you know, you can hit the key and everything's available. With the drums, the same thing. You hit the skin, you hit the cymbal. It's you pretty much get what you give. And so I've always enjoyed that relationship because one, coming from, you know, my mom is a pianist and organist. My grandmother's a pianist and organist. So I grew up in a very, you know, predominantly, you know, piano-driven family. I used to hear my mom play piano and every night, and I would hear her sing, and she would, you know, sing me to sleep, you know, in the other part of the home. And I always felt like it was something so beautiful to the things that she was singing, but the accompaniment of what she was doing with the piano was something that really spoke to me really deeply. And so I just always wanted to do it. But, you know, it was funny when I really started to learn piano, she became more of the disciplinarian because she didn't want me to mess it up. Because she was like, hey, if you're going to play piano, you got to play it correctly. You know, don't just dibble and dabble on this thing. And I wanted to dibble and dabble. Like I'm more of an adventurous soul. I want to search and discover for the idea that I can be able to get the sound and the character of the instrument into my body, into my soul, so that hopefully at a certain level, I can be able to create a certain experience for people to feel something.
Hey, well, indeed you do, brother. You do that.
Oh, man. Well, hey, I mean, you know, such is life. And, you know, the beautiful thing about being an artist is you get the opportunity to bare your soul, you know, if you're brave enough, you know. So I appreciate that.
Hey, well, thanks for sharing with us, and I'm looking forward to hearing the next, man.
Well, you know, I was trying to keep it short, so I honestly didn't have another thing planned, but hey, you know, we can keep it now that we're gonna do this. So let's just keep it flowing. I'll keep something real simple because I know we have a lot of other amazing guests that's getting ready to come on. So here we go. This is completely improv.
All right, all right.
Yeah, baby. Thank you.
Once again, big thanks to you, Eric Harlan.
Hey, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Folks who want to keep up with what's going on with Eric, you can follow him on Spotify at Eric Harland. You can hit him up at Eric Harland or at Harland_Eric. And how else can folks find you, man?
Man, you know, I'm universal, baby. Kind of everywhere. So just, you know, if they're inquiring, they can search me out under my name, Facebook, Instagram. I'm also I have a great record label, I should say. I hesitate to say that, but we're trying to do some great things as well. GSI Records, you can find us there. We're trying to do some masterclass series and a bunch of other funny aspects. There's a great show called Hot Jazz Today that we're having fun doing. So along with that, in the masterclass series, we like to do this thing called GSI Notify, where we let everybody know about everything that's going on with upcoming releases from the label and things like that. So yeah, we're having a good time. I'm having a good time, and yeah. I don't know what to say. It's always hard to speak after playing because you feel so at the mercy of something else, and then you try to come back to the thing, and it's interesting.
Well, again, thank you for putting it out there, man. And while we're vibing on that, we're going to get ready for our next performer.
Indeed, yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I really appreciate you.
Once again, thanks to everybody who's checking in this evening and checking out this live from home. Our next performer is hailed as one of the most prodigious guitarists of his generation. He spent more than a decade searching through the myriad strains of American musical history via impeccable technique, free association, and a spirit of infinite possibilities. He's been heard with such musicians as diverse as Gary Burton, Taylor Eichste, John Zorn, Nels Klein, Chris Eldridge, Fred Hirsch, Eric Harlan, just to name a few. He's a man without boundaries, equally versed in what's called jazz, classical, pop, and show tunes, and he spent much more time making great music. Let's give a great big welcome to guitarist Julian Laws. Julian, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Greg, for introducing me, and thank you to Eric Harlan. That was so killing. Man, I just wanted to play with him the whole time.
Well, we're looking forward to checking you out, Julian. What do you have in store for us this evening?
Well, I'll play you an old song first. I thought I'd play a tune that I want to say I learned a long time ago from Bill Evans recording, but called Emily. Beautiful song. Yes. Johnny Mandel, I believe it is. So I'll start there, and then I'll check back in with you.
All right, man.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. I hear the crowd going wild now, man.
Isn't that a great song? It's a great song,
That's
man.
a wonderful song. When you're looking for songs to play that you yourself haven't composed, what is it that you look for? What attracts you to a song?
Well, you know, I'm sure it's probably I'd imagine it's similar for a lot of people. I don't know though, but there's definitely a factor of something that you know you just love that you'd be happy to never play, but rather listen to. You know, I think that's a song like that. I've been very happy not playing it for about 25 years, and then like a few months ago, I thought I want to play more things that really speak to me and just see what I can learn from it. So it's with great humility. It's not from a place of, oh, I could do something cool with that. I'm getting my butt kicked left and right, but that's a good enough reason to kind of get me into the court with the song, and hopefully it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. So I guess that's what you're looking for, that potential.
Well, Johnny Mandel's a great composer, and you're an outstanding player. So once again, thank you for spending time doing this with us this evening. What are you going out with?
Well, I'll play a song of mine, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say the same to you. Thanks for doing this. Thank you to all the musicians. Thank you to Cisco. I mean, thank you to San Jose Jazz. I mean, all of these are all, different tributaries in my life, that I've been very blessed to be around. So it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'll play you a tune of mine. This is called, it's ostensibly a blues with a bridge, and it's called Booze Blues. Play it for you now.
All right, Julian Losh. Thank you, Julian.
Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone. Love you all, and I can't wait to hear the rest of the show.
Oh, man. Well, again, thank you, and looking forward to being able to catch you live somewhere sometime soon, man.
Absolutely. I look forward to it, Greg.
And again, thanks to all of you who are tuned in, listening in this evening. This is courtesy of Cisco's Webex ability, and it is a fundraiser for the nonprofit organization San Jose Jazz. Our next performer is one of the most extraordinary bassists, composers, arrangers, educators, curators, and administrators around. Yes, he is a man who wears many hats, and he's built that up over a lengthy career. Born in Philadelphia, moved to New York City to attend the Juilliard School. He started off as one of the renowned sidemen and has become one of the premier band leaders around. This is a cat who knows no boundaries. He's been anointed by two of the greats in music, the godfather of soul, James Brown, and one of the most elegant to touch the bass, or the godfather of soul, James Brown, and one of the most elegant to touch the bass, Ray Brown. Let's give a great big welcome to Christian McBride. Christian, how you doing this evening, man?
What's happening, GB?
Oh, man, good to be in house with you again, brother.
It's great to see you and all the gang. Everybody just sounds so amazing. I was digging Julian and Eric. I mean, just everybody's just great. I'm glad to be a part of this.
Man, you are a cat, as I mentioned, who wears many hats, who knows no bounds when it comes to music. So what you got lined up for us this evening?
Oh, I don't know. I was going to dig something out from the memory bank. I was thinking about playing an old bebop song called Crazyology.
Right.
I hope I remember it. Like they do in the cartoons. That's what you call rust.
No, that's out here in the audience call it magic, man.
Magic rust. I'll meet you in the middle.
As I mentioned, James Brown, Ray Brown. You know, I mean, you are versed in both of those languages. Where do they meet for you?
In the groove. You know, I feel like all music of the world. See, music is related to the human spirit. The human spirit is in the body, and the body it dances. You know what I mean? So all of this music that comes from around the world, I feel that there's something in the groove of it. The music that really kind of moves our soul is the music that makes, whether it's James Brown, Ray Brown, Fela Kuti, whatever it is, and Irish jig music, you know what I'm saying? It's just something in the rhythm that just makes your body get the spirit and move. So that's where it all comes together for me.
Well, we're going to follow the groove wherever you take us right now as you give us a short one to close out this set, man.
Okay, cool. I'll give you something that Ray Brown used to do. This is the old song, "You Are My Sunshine," but with a little Crisco grease on it.
Yes, sir. Man, this is the part in the show where I'd be standing up on my chairs, wild applause, screaming, more, more.
It was a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me. It was great to see you, Greg, and all you cats. Thanks for having me.
Once again, thanks for being a part of tonight. That's Kristen McBride, live from home. I'm Greg Bridges, and again, this is coming to you courtesy of Cisco's Webex ability to connect us all. This is a fundraiser for nonprofits, and so far over $17,000 for arts nonprofits has been raised. Tonight's benefactor is San Jose Jazz, and you can give at the address you see on your screen. Coming up next to help us close out this evening is a 4-time Grammy-nominated pianist and composer who began his music journey at the prestigious LA County High School for the Arts. He's gone on to win multiple awards and continues his music education while educating others. He's the son of beloved bass player and composer John Clayton, so he's continuing the family business doing what he does. As I mentioned, an outstanding pianist and composer, one of my favorites. Big welcome to Gerald Clayton. How you doing this evening, Gerald?
Hey, Greg, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, this has been a blast for me, man. Like I said, we're missing being out at the live festivals, but this has kind of brought it home, man, literally.
Indeed. No, well, I'm really grateful to be here. Thank you so much to everybody who made this possible and make this happen. It is, yeah, it's rough not being able to be together, you know, but it's great that there's platforms like this to bring us a little bit of a piece of that joy that we get when we are gathered.
Right on, man. So what you got to share with us this evening?
I'm gonna stay in the spirit of improvisation as well, and sort of see where it takes us. But I've got some loose tunes in mind, so we'll see if it matriculates to those areas. But I'll start with something, take a break, we can talk a little bit, and then I'll keep going. So here goes. Yeah.
Yes. Big
Thank you.
applause, Gerald Clayton.
Thanks very much.
Man, so I love the way that started off and the way you brought it home, man.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's a tune by the great Duke Pearson, and it's not. Is that so? What is that one? Slipping my mind right now, but I'll come back to it.
First, before getting to your closing song, I just want to give a big thanks to everybody who has checked us out, who has been checking out this live from home tonight. You can join us for our last and final show, Dance Night, next Tuesday, May 26th, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Same place, same time. A big thanks to all of you who are making donations. We just passed the $21,000 mark for donations overall. And again, a big thanks to all the musicians who participated in tonight's event: Eric Harland, Julian, Christian McBride, and of course, Gerald Clayton. Gerald, man, when you play, it just feels so good. It elevates me. It takes me somewhere else. What are you going to close us out with this evening?
Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate it, and big love to everybody else up here too, man. I feel like I'm just fanboying out on everybody else too. I love Eric and Julian and Christian. So much love, and thanks to Cisco for having me. Yeah, I guess I'll close off with a piece of mine. This goes back a couple of years to a record I did a while back called Life Forum. And it's a song that's simply called Some Always. Hope you enjoy it.
Gerald, once again, man, thank you so much for sharing a bit of your spirit through music with us tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of the other musicians involved, Christian McBride, Julian Lage, Eric Harland. Thank you, Cisco. Thank you, Massimo and San Jose Jazz. And thanks to all of you listeners and viewers who tuned in and helped make it happen this evening. Live from Home will be continuing next week for the last and final show, Dance Night, starting at 4:30 p.m. right here. Same place, same time.